Pippi Longstocking by Astrid Lindgren. If there's ever been a book that makes you want to run barefoot, wear mismatched socks, and turn the world into your playground, this is it. With her bright red hair, freckled face, and boundless imagination, Pippi is the kind of character who storms into your life and flips everything upside down. In the best possible way. She's not just a little girl. She's a force of nature, a rule breaker, and a wild storyteller who invites you to see the world as a place full of fun and mischief. So buckle up, because revisiting Pippi's world is like stepping into a kaleidoscope of adventure, humor, and just a touch of chaos. The setting: Villa Villekulla, a home like no other. Let's start with where it all happens. Villa Villekulla, Pippi's quirky little house. Forget neat picket fences and manicured lawns. This is a place that feels alive with possibility. The house stands whimsically crooked, surrounded by overgrown greenery and endless treasures that Pippi has collected from her adventures. It's not a home that says, "Wipe your feet before you enter." No, it screams, "Come in and let's see how much fun we can have." Inside, the charm continues. There are no rules here, literally none. Want to sleep with your feet on the pillow, and your head under the covers? Go for it. Fancy pancakes for dinner? Pippi's got you. Villa Villekulla is less of a house and more of a declaration of independence, the ultimate playground for a free spirit. Pippi, the unstoppable girl. Pippi Longstocking isn't your typical heroine. She's 9 years old, but let's be honest, she's wiser, stronger, and braver than most adults. She lives alone with her pet monkey, Mr. Nielsen, and her trusty horse, who occasionally resides on the porch. Her mother watches over her from heaven, and her father, a sea captain, is off ruling an island somewhere. While most kids would crumble under such circumstances, Pippi thrives. What makes her so captivating? It's her fierce independence and unshakable confidence. Pippi doesn't just march to the beat of her own drum. She invents the drum, plays it upside down, and then uses it as a trampoline. She has no patience for boring rules or conventions, and instead approaches life with creativity and spontaneity. Whether she's baking cookies by tossing eggs in the air, shells and all, or taking on bullies twice her size, Pippi shows us what it's like to live fearlessly and unapologetically. But it's not just her strength that draws us in. Pippi has a heart as big as her imagination. She may call herself the strongest girl in the world, but she's also generous, kind, and fiercely loyal to her friends Tommy and Annika. Tommy and Annika, the perfect counterbalance. Speaking of Tommy and Annika, they're the Watsons to Pippi's Sherlock, the peanut butter to her jelly. These two siblings are the complete opposite of Pippi, polite, cautious, and accustomed to the usual rules of childhood. But the moment they meet Pippi, their world is turned upside down. Through their eyes, we see just how extraordinary Pippi is. They're in awe of her strength, her endless supply of stories, and her ability to make everyday life an adventure. But more importantly, they remind us that even the most daring adventurers need companions to share in the fun, and sometimes to provide a gentle reality check. Adventures galore, from bullies to pirates. What's a story without a bit of action? Pippi doesn't disappoint. Each chapter feels like a standalone adventure, from taking on bullies and rescuing children from burning buildings, to throwing the most chaotic tea parties imaginable. She even buys 18 pounds of candy just because she can. Iconic. But let's not forget her knack for telling tall tales. According to Pippi, she's sailed the high seas, danced with cannibals, and defeated sharks. Are these stories true? Probably not. But does it matter? Absolutely not. Pippi's world blurs the line between reality and fantasy in a way that reminds us of how magical childhood can be. The themes: independence, imagination, and kindness. At its heart, Pippi Longstocking is more than just a fun romp. It's a celebration of independence and individuality. Pippi doesn't conform to societal norms, and she doesn't apologize for it. She's a reminder that it's okay to be different, to march to your own beat, and to challenge the status quo. Yet, Lindgren balances this with themes of kindness and friendship. Pippi may be wild and unpredictable, but she's also deeply caring. She doesn't use her strength to dominate others. Instead, she uses it to protect those who can't protect themselves. Why Pippi still matters? Even decades after it was written, Pippi Longstocking remains a beloved classic, Why? Because Pippi is timeless. She's the girl we all wanted to be, or at least have as a friend. Her boundless imagination and irrepressible spirit remind us that life doesn't have to be boring or predictable. In a world that often feels heavy with rules and expectations, Pippi reminds us to lighten up. Wear mismatched socks, dance in the rain, question authority, politely of course. And most importantly, find joy in the small, silly moments. Final thoughts. Revisiting Pippi Longstocking as an adult feels like reconnecting with an old friend, one who hasn't aged a day and still knows how to have the best time ever. Astrid Lindgren's creation is more than just a character. She's a spirit, a vibe, a way of looking at the world that we could all use a little more of. So whether you're introducing Pippi to a new generation or rediscovering her for yourself, one thing's for sure, you're in for a rollicking good time. Because life, as Pippi shows us, is meant to be lived boldly, joyfully, and with just a hint of mischief. Stay tuned for more enlightening content. Head over to www.mybookssummary.com. Don't forget to subscribe and share the magic with friends. And let's grow together through the power of books and interesting stories.